Hi folks, do you ever think about how our bodies manage to hold on to water and when we need to get rid of it? I do. For over 30 years I've had a rare condition called Diabetes Insipidus, which according to the NHS affects 1 in 25,000 people here in the UK. Diabetes Insipidus was recently replaced by the more accurate medical term Vasopressin Deficiency, or AVP-D. I recently watched a YouTube video by the channel TLC UK. It depicts a 35-year-old man called Mark Wubbenhorst who's got to drink at least 20 litres of water per day or he will die from dehydration. And that mirrors my own story, as when I was 11 years old I was diagnosed with a benign brain tumour called craniopharyngioma, and one of the side effects after having the tumour removed was excessive thirst and urination. To control this, for many years I was taking a spray called DD-AVP, but a couple of years ago there was a shortage in the UK and so I was prescribed to the pill form instead. But you may ask, what causes this? This can happen ergo in the case of my brain surgery, but it can also occur during a serious head injury or infection. Some may experience large amounts of pale urine and may need to get up constantly throughout the night. In the human brain, at the very heart, is something called your pituitary gland, and it has a major role in controlling many of the body's functions. It is known as the master gland because it creates hormones that control other parts of the body. It is a growth hormone, so as you start puberty, it begins the slow process of increasing a person's height, the dropping of a boy's testes, the creation of sperm, pubic hair, and also blood pressure and volume, having a greater effect on the kidneys and blood vessels, and therefore it affects thirst and urine balance. In my case, the tumour was pushing on the hypothalamus, creating debilitating headaches and bouts of illness. I remember being in Ibiza with my grandparents for a week and being completely bedridden with constant headaches and vomiting. It was far too dangerous to remove the tumour completely, and so part of this was removed and the rest was treated using radiotherapy. And it worked, but the symptoms remained and will do so for the rest of my life. I was aware of the risks before the operation. The risks included being blind for life, as it was also close to the optic nerve, being wheelchair bound as damage to the brain and neurological pathways was possible. With any surgery there's inherited risks, and I was fortunate enough to have been completely physically unscarred after the operation, although a small stroke 16 years later was linked to the operation. I lost feeling in my left arm and my speech was affected. But with constant medical supervision and medication, it's as if it never happened. The human brain is a complex organ controlling everything from our thoughts and emotions to basic functions that keep us alive. Deep within the system are the hypothalamus and pituitary gland, small structures that play a remarkably important role in maintaining the body's internal balance. Vasopressin is one example of how precisely the brain communicates with the body. A tiny change in this release of the hormone can have a huge effect on something as fundamental as our body's water balance. It reminds us that the brain isn't only responsible for what we think and feel. It is also constantly monitoring and regulating essential processes that happen without conscious thought. From notable changes in the body's water levels to alerting the kidneys to conserve fluid, this communication network helps maintain the delicate balance required for life. Do you suffer from constant thirst? I'll be fascinated to know your stories in the comments down below. Be sure to hit the like button. Also, if you could subscribe to the channel, I would be very grateful. Thank you for watching.